The town of Barrington would like very much to become a part of reducing this planet's need for high-carbon, non-renewable energy resources. I know the people of the Citizens Wind Watch of Barrington also share that goal. We're all big proponents of renewable, non-polluting energy. But everything has a cost, some higher than others. That's what this production is all about. The Town Council has created a committee to do an impartial feasibility study of this question. The Committee for Renewable Energy in Barrington has come back with a recommendation to site a 290-foot industrial wind turbine in the Brickyard Pond Conservation Area, less than 1,000 feet from dozens of homes and recreation areas, and of course the many animals and waterfowl that live at the pond itself. There are many questions that need answers before this decision is finalized. There's a much greater impact from this project than would appear on the surface. There are hundreds of people who are being asked to make the sacrifice of having this enormous industrial-sized turbine near to where they live and eat and sleep all the time. These people don't feel that their voices are being heard or taken seriously. They feel that their representatives have thrown caution to the wind.
The end of June and beginning of July, a bunch of us went to the meetings. Ron, there were 5 or 6 of us that went and said, hey, have you done any health, safety, and financial studies? Well, gee, no. So July, middle of July, they said, okay, they added some people to the committee. They appointed a health and safety review committee. They wrote a report in 3 weeks and presented it. You know, it was well-intentioned, but what were they doing for 7 months when they knew they had the money? Till then, nothing. They had not looked into health and safety at all.
And what bothers me the most is the fact that they don't have any kind of technical engineering, environmental, health and safety, or whatever expertise, and they're not getting any, you normally would get an independent consultant to come in and give you, to at least help answer these questions. It seems to be a complete lack of due diligence.
The company, Elecon, has not built any turbines until this year. They have been in the generator manufacturing business. Now they've decided to go into the windmill business. You cannot put this kind of a huge high-impact project in the hands of a citizen group. It requires an outside professional organization that's an engineering organization. You pay the $50,000, you get a report, they answer all these questions, they give you the data sheets, the wind speed, the setback location. This report here is so full of holes, it would make your head spin.
They also are assuming that the turbine will operate at 30% efficiency, where the European experience is 18 to 22%. So, you know, and these are just, you know, stupid me and stupid us looking on the internet for documents that do document this kind of information. And CREB, you know, I do say that they're 5 well-intentioned lay people, but they're lay people. They're not experts, and they are focused on a positive report for a turbine. They're not looking at all the information.
They have not even taken any live actual wind meter readings, which is the #1 recommendation that the committee made to itself as the first primary step.
The only thing they have is a supposition that they think that the average wind speed is going to be around 12 miles per hour. Now, at 12 miles per hour, even if you get there, there could be many, many months in which this turbine is not going to be operating because you've got to get above 8 miles per hour for this thing to turn. It tells me that this turbine is meant for an offshore facility where the winds are going to be 15, 20, 25 miles an hour, because it has to be 25 miles an hour in order to be able to hit its peak generating capability.
In a state that's looking at doing a wind farm out in the ocean where everybody knows there's wind, I mean, there's wind out in the ocean, they're spending $3.2 million to evaluate the wind and appropriately site a wind farm in the ocean where there's wind. That's about 2% of the overall construction cost. If the town committed 2% of $2.4 million, it would cover a wind study and a noise study, but they're not going to do it.
They have also not even done any soil sample testings, and at Brickyard Pond, the soil is clay, as well as it used to be a landfill, and of course there's water right there. So they've really put the cart before the horse, and it's been a backward process.
I was pro-wind. I thought it was a great thing, and then I started reading about it. I looked at Portsmouth, how they did all these complete studies. I looked at Barrington. We ignored the wind study. Why? I'm very concerned that we cherry pick our data. We pick what we want. We ignore facts.
If you look at any country, I don't care whether it's Scotland, Germany, France, Australia, all of them have setbacks that were established to mitigate problems such as noise, ice throw, blade throw. In other words, they have the most experience with having these on land-based facilities. And they basically determined that they want these facilities offshore. If you're going to build them in an urban or a residential area, those setbacks in those countries are anywhere from 2,600 feet to about 5,200 feet. All of these countries cannot be wrong. They have the most experience with all of this, okay?
There aren't a lot of turbines that are 1,000 feet away from houses.
That's right.
There just aren't.
Anywhere, right.
And
They don't have
wind-
any data on them because there aren't any.
Right.
Yeah.
The wind farms are, off the coast or on the coast, and people are looking at them from a mile away and thinking, gee, that's nice, and they're kind of cool looking. I think they're kind of cool looking, but not 1,000 feet away from my home.
The population density is too high for the siting of the tower in this area.
I've lived in other places where they have wind towers, in Spain, in Germany. I've traveled through Denmark extensively. Everything I've seen has been in huge, on top of mountains, in bays, in the ocean, but not, 300, 400, 500 feet away from homes, residential neighborhoods. It'll destroy their property value. It's not the right thing to do, and it's not fair, so I'm against it.